Yo, Elliot. Question from C4ND7. He started bulking about 5 months ago and got really fat. He says he's never been a fat dude, but after bulking for 5 months, his chest, his titty fat has gone up, his belly fat has gone up, although his arms are still kind of lean and sexy. But the problem is now that he's got all this chest and belly fat that he can't get rid of. For the past month, he's been trying to cut. He's frustrated with all the fat that he gained. We don't know what to do right now in order to cut. So here's the very first thing. Never bulk like that again. I've made that mistake for years, only because I really didn't give a shit about what I look like. I just wanted to lift heavy things. But basically, the bulk where you eat whatever the fuck passes your face and pile it in at all times a day. It's fire or something. Pile it into your mouth all fucking day long and night. I used to get up like in the middle of the night and like eat sandwiches and shit. You get fat when you do that, and I think it's unnecessary. I think if you're building muscle for aesthetics, right? Because I'm assuming that's what it is. I assume that's what most of you guys are here for sexy looking muscle, right? Because if you're lifting for performance and you're lifting for strength, it really doesn't matter to any great degree what you're going to look like, but you will look great because you'll have muscle. But anyway, if you're doing it to look good, right? You want to build that muscle that's always lean but growing, you've got to figure out just how many calories above your basal metabolic rate you want to eat. You know, there's a base of calories that you need to eat, right? We got different terms for this and calculators online. Check this shit out. And they're fairly accurate, right? I went and had this tested by this guy. He had this big contraption where I was breathing into it and measuring my body to give me this basal metabolic rate. I don't think that's necessary because the number he gave me was pretty damn close to the online calculator I found. So anyway, the point is once you get that number, you gotta count calories. I fucking hate to admit it because I hate doing it myself, but you gotta count calories. Especially when you're looking to bulk, just go above that by about 200 calories, right? Just 200 calories per day. 300 if you're not gaining as fast as you want, but no more than like 400, because now it's gonna start what bodybuilders call spilling over. And you'll know you're spilling over because you'll start feeling soft. Like you'll just feel like you got that layer, that pad across your muscle that you don't want. Just back that off a little bit. You've gotta be scientific about it. You gotta kind of like reach and then retreat, reach and then retreat. It sucks that you gotta pay attention to food like that, but it's just inevitable. Unless you want a dirty bulk and just get fat like you did, right? So that's for the future. Never do that shit again. Right? Unless you want to be an offensive lineman. Different story. Now, here's the deal. How do you lose the fat? I'll give you the same advice that I've given you guys over the past several months, and it's what I do. Wake up on an empty stomach every morning and go for an hour walk. It's probably the most powerful, therapeutic, psychologically and physically thing that I've added to my routine. I also get smarter because I listen to a audible.com app on my phone and listen to books. Right now I'm listening to Mastery by Robert Greene. Fantastic fucking book. You should read it if you want to be a badass, strongest version of yourself. So do that. What you're going to want to do is bring the calories back down right below that basal metabolic rate, right? There are all different types of ideas about how the macros should be. Carbs, no carbs, high fat, high protein. Don't worry about that just yet. Make sure your calories are low. That stuff is important, and it will become more and more important as you get closer to being more chiseled. But right now, just get those calories back down low. Stop eating shitty food. So shitty food is basically sugar and processed food, right? Get that out of your diet, bring your calories down, drink nothing but water. It's fairly simple. You can also add some strategic cardio to the end of your workouts. I've spoken about this in other videos. This is where you do some high intensity interval training combined with low intensity long time, high volume cardio. All an idea proposed to me by Rusty Moore in his book called Strategic Cardio, I think. I'll put a link down below if you're interested. But that's basically it. That's it, dude. Here's the key. It's gonna take some time. I'm still cutting. You know why? Because I've fallen off and gotten back on this wagon a couple times. But if you're in it for the long run and you realize that, you know, if you're cutting now, you'll look great by the summertime, just hang in there, have some patience, tweak it, and go with it. That's it. Good luck, dude. Yo, Elliot.